Welcome everybody to Dinosaurs Alive here at Carowinds. We're just going to start from the beginning and work our way through it. I hope you enjoy. So we're going to do kind of a bit of a speed walk through this one because a lot of these signs are identical to the ones at Cedar Point. I will link the video of the Cedar Point Dinosaurs Alive down in the description where I go in more depth with these signs, and you'll be able to read them a bit more clearly there. This one I believe only has 32 dinosaurs opposed to the Cedar Point one which hit upwards of 60 something. But again, just like Cedar Point, they have the one where you can control the dinosaur. And unlike Cedar Point, this one actually still works. There are a couple signs that I have noticed that are different, however. Like this one with the dinosaur foot smashing the ranger house. I do not remember that one from the Cedar Point one. However, it may have just been there in the early years and removed later, but I do not remember that one there at the end. Again, here's the predator trap, which was about a quarter of the way through Cedar Points. Again, since this attraction is smaller than the Cedar Point counterpart, the overall layout of it's a lot smaller. There's fewer dinosaurs. Each exhibit's a little bit smaller, except this trap, it seems about the same size area-wise, but I remember there being a few more dinosaurs stuck in the trap. And another thing I don't believe this has, if it is in it, it'll be later on, but I don't remember there being a Dino Dig in this one either. Now, one major difference between this one and Cedar Points is since this one's not on the island shaded, it is a lot harder to have to walk through. And again, we can control this one. That one should be breathing. Neck movement. Long neck, boy. Again, I think I remember trying to pronounce that in the Cedar Point video, but I can never do it along with this one. Use your imagination to figure those ones out. The new exploration area of this one. And just like the Cedar Point one, of course, it has to have the crummy jokes along the way. What's the best way to talk to a velociraptor long distance? You'll see that in the Cedar Point one if you haven't watched that yet. And here's the really big one. That was like right about the halfway point of Cedar Points. Now with this little rock wall here, Cedar Point had quite a few of these to cover up the old haunt walkways. A lot of those were then removed so you could re-walk the walkways once again for the new Forbidden Frontier, which is now there. If you want to see a video of the Forbidden Frontier, leave a comment in the description. I wasn't planning on doing it, but if I get enough requests to do so, I can. Overall, I'm really not sure how to do a walkthrough of the Forbidden Frontier though, since it's a lot of interaction and it's kind of hard to capture on video how fun the Forbidden Frontier truly is. Moo. Now, I don't remember this one from Cedar Points. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure if this guy was in it. And this one has more interactive dinosaurs than the Cedar Point version did, because I believe Cedar Point only had 2, and this one has 3, at least, that we've seen so far. Again, there's the breathing. His hands. If it wants to go. There we go. And once these hands stop, his mouth. I remember this one from Cedar Point. He's a lot more interactive than the other ones. What happened when the Brachiosaurus took the train home? He had to bring it back. Okay, I take it back. There's a Dinosaur Dig. But when they redid this at Cedar Point for the Forbidden Frontier, they did remove a lot of these cement bones that are in the bottom they actually dug for. And I'm not even sure what they do with it now. Now this display, the attack or pack attack, this one's apparent towards the end of the Carowinds version, but was one of the very first things you saw on the Cedar Point version. It was right as you entered the island on your left. Now we're on the home stretch of it. We are now over by the Ghoster Coaster, or whatever the one here is called, Woodstock Express. I'm gonna go with that. It sounds about right. But we have the Carnotaurus. Now this piecing together the puzzle exhibit, and this was towards the beginning of the Cedar Point one as well. This one is, however, significantly bigger than the Cedar Point one, because the death by drowning and all that were all separate little exhibits at Cedar Point. However, it is all compiled here as one big exhibit. And now we are coming back up on the building for the start of it. This joke. I'm not even reading it. For those who remember riding Millennium during Cedar Point's version of this was right in the last overbank before you exited the island. The T-Rex and the Triceratops. When they had them at Cedar Point, though, they did have a juvenile T-Rex as well as the big one. This is the end of the era for Dinosaurs Alive. This is the last thing you see before you exit the exhibit. The end of an era is kind of fitting too as well, since this is most likely the end of Dinosaurs Alive, with all the other ones now deceased for the second time. I'm sure this one is not too far behind. So this is Troy with Coast Universe. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a chance to experience the exhibit. It was at least worth experiencing once. Bye.